Hello, everyone. So let's start with today's session. So welcome to the first session of our data science bootcamp. We're excited to have you all here as we embark on this journey to explore the world of data science together. Data is like a puzzle. Every piece you analyze brings you closer to the bigger picture. In this session, we will be covering types of data, NumPy, and Pandas, fundamental building blocks for data manipulation and analysis. This session will be hands-on, so be sure to follow along and practice as we go. Before we begin, a few quick reminders. Please keep your microphones muted unless speaking to minimize distractions. Feel free to ask questions in the chat. Also, I would like to remind everyone that the criteria for the certification is that you'll have to submit all the assignments. The assignments will be posted on Saturdays and will have to be submitted by end of day on Wednesdays. And also your attendance will be monitored. So 50% attendance is mandatory. Now, I'd like to hand it over to Rohit, who will be leading today's session.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Please say yes if I'm audible to all of you.
Guys, you can
Yes,
react.
Okay, okay. So yeah, as we are starting off with the first session of our boot camp, and today's we are going to start with the first session that is related to the NumPy and Pandas and basics of data, right? So yeah, without any further ado, I'll be starting. I'll be sharing the screen. Okay, so uh, screen is shared. Yes. Okay. Can you see the screen, guys? Everyone, just type yes. Okay. Cool. Okay. So data. Okay. Uh, I can see the count. There are around 50 people, and I hope that you all are highly interested in the field of data science, right? Or machine learning or AI. That's why you are here with us. So first of all, we should not skip the fundamental, that is learning about data itself. Okay. So what is data actually and why we need data? Okay. So data is everywhere. Okay. Whatever we are creating right now in today's world, whether you see any software or whether you see anything related to artificial intelligence, or you all know about ChatGPT and these LLM models. Okay, every single thing uses data behind the scene, and it's not a small sort of data; it's a huge amount of data. Okay, and actually we are helping organizations to build data itself. Okay, so what is data actually? Um, One second. Okay. So data refers to a raw fact and figures collected from observations, measurements, or activities, and it is unprocessed and lacks meaning on its own. It is the most important thing to understand that data itself cannot be useful at any point of time, but it should be processed well and given to a model or any machine learning model. Then it will become useful. Okay, but before that, data itself is unuseful. Okay, but when we process the data, it becomes information, right? And that information can be used for further processing and further building a model, or further using anything, right? So data is just a raw fact. Data can be collected from a text also. Data can be collected from a video also. Data can be collected from database which may be unstructured, right? So what we do is we process the data, we bring it to a point of time when it will become information, and after that we can use the data for building any sort of program or any sort of application, right? So when information is processed, organized, and structured data that is meaningful and useful for decision making. So this is all about the data and information. I hope you all already know these things, but if someone who is a beginner, who is the first year student, may get the clarity by these two PPTs, right? So I would like to show you a simple, demo by using a software application. So I would like to show you. Let's play a game that is basically an Akinator. You can explore that here. Okay, so maybe I like to show you the power of data. Okay, by playing this game. Okay, this game known as Akinator is the best game, best example I would give you to let you know the power of data. Okay, what this game does is this game will guess whatever is in your mind by just play this game. I'll just go through it in a very short time. Okay, let's say I'll take a character and I'll imagine, let's say, what sort of any character I would imagine. So let's say I'll imagine, any Avengers characters. Okay, like let's say Iron Man. Okay, so it is asking, is your character is Indian origin? I'll say no. Is your character a female? I'll say no. Okay, from an anime, it's no, obviously. Okay, does your character walk on two legs? Yes. Does it have special powers? Yes, it has special powers. Is your character from a popular movie? Yes, of course. Okay. So what is it is doing is it is asking me the questions, and on the basis of that, it is splitting the data, which is imported into its application behind the scene, right? So it is asking a question on and on, and at the end, it will come to a point where it will be able to give me whatever I have in my mind, right? So it is doing all these things only because of data. It has a lot of data behind the scene. Okay. So let's finish this game first, and it will show you that yes, that is Iron Man suit. So is your character from Marvel? Yes. Now it is coming to the point. Okay. Now it is converging. Is your character like with the mountains? No. Okay. Is your character married to someone way younger than them? No. Uh, do your character have a red suit? Uh, yeah, yes, it's a red suit. Is a character associated with spiders? No. Okay, has a character been into future? Don't know. Okay, is a character like with robots? No. No, it's not a robot. Okay, does a character fight with a sword? No. Okay, I'll quickly answer because it will ask so many questions. Does a character wear a mask? Yes. Okay, is a character famous for playing Animal Jam? I don't know. Okay, was your character born in Greece? Don't know. Can your character change sizes? No. Okay. Does your character drink beer? Okay. And was your character once evil? No. He's a good man, right? Is your character linked with insects? No. Does your character wear blue? Uh, I don't know. Okay. Does your character breathe in space? I don't know. Maybe yes. Is your character a girl? No. It is asking so many questions. Does your character use a shield? Yes. Steve Rogers. Okay. So now it is able to recognize Steve Rogers because maybe I have answered some wrong answers also, but doesn't matter. Okay, you got the point that yes, it is able to recognize whatever we have in our minds, right? So this is the power of data. Okay, whatever is behind the scene, it will be able to recognize it. Okay, so I wanted to show you the real data, real power of data. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and we'll talk about importance of data. Okay, so data is the backbone of decision making, and in any sort of decision making can be done by the help of data, and that decision making will be accurate enough because the market runs on data, right? So here is a case study I have heard about, like the Walmart case study. In that, Walmart Walmart has done a case study for one specific, what is that area? In that, they come to a point that when a person buy a Huggies, okay, they also buy a beer, right? So that's the visual thing, and when they really implemented it, and they keep beer ahead of Huggies, then they got that their sales increases rapidly. So yeah, data will never be wrong. Data will always give you a right sort of decision if you have processed it well and if you have visualized it well. Okay. So yeah, company leverage data to improve user experience and develop applications. Whatever you see, Google and Meta are providing all the softwares for free. Why so? Because they need your data to improve your user experience, right? So uh, that's the power of data actually. So new technologies like AI and data science, data is very important because all AI applications uses data only, right? So now coming to the most important part, that is the types of data. Okay, how data is divided into various types, because this will be important when you'll go ahead and learn about tools. Okay, so on the basis of nature, that will be divided into structure and nature. Okay, in structure, it will be structured data and unstructured data, and in nature, on the basis of nature, also it has two categories, that is basically categorical data and numerical data. Okay, so we'll talk about one for everyone one by one. Okay, so let's start with on the basis of structure. First is structured data. Structured data is whatever you see in the form of Excel sheet or in the form of spreadsheet. Okay, it has a fixed format, like it has rows, it has columns, like the data is stored in database, like MySQL database. Okay, so that is the form of structured data. Okay, but when we talk about unstructured data, it's the form of a data which is present in the form of videos or in images form or in audios form also, and the data in emails, email form, social media posts, so and so are the example of unstructured data, because it does not follow a particular structure. It does not have any specific rows or a specific column, right? So it is an example of unstructured data. Now, on the basis of nature, it is divided into two parts, that is categorical data and numerical data. When we talk about categorical data, it has two subtypes. The first is nominal and the second is ordinal. Nominal mean to say that it does not have any order as such. Like when we talk about gender, it has male and female, but it does not follow any order, right? So this is the example of nominal data. Like we talk about colors, so it has red, blue, green. It does not follow any order as such, right? So it is an example of nominal categorical data. Okay, but what about ordinal data? It has an order. It follows an order. Like when we talk about first person, second person, third person, who came first in the classroom, who came second in the classroom, it follows an order, right? Okay, so it's an example of ordinal data. Okay, when we talk about satisfaction level, some say, I'm highly satisfied. I'm not satisfied at all. So this is an example of ordinal categorical data, right? Okay. Now, when we talk about numerical data, it will be present in numbers. It will be counted. It can be measured, right? So it has two subtypes as well. That is discrete, and another is continuous. Okay. When we talk about discrete, it has countable values with no decimals. Like when we talk about a number of students, number of cars in a parking lot. So that is an natural number. That those are natural numbers, right? So that is an example of discrete numbers. And when we talk about the continuous, then that can have decimals as well. Like when we talk about our weight, then that would be 64.5 kg, right? So it has decimal in it. So that can be an example of continuous numerical data, right? So I hope that you all have understood the basic types of data and why data is important, how data is useful in industries, right, for making any application, right? So I would like to you know so have you all got the point about data? just type yes, or if you have any doubt, then you can ask. Yes. Okay, everyone. Okay. So I think this is a very basic thing. Like all of you have already uh, knew it before, but as we are starting off with the first session, then I have to give this, right? So now, without further ado, I'll be starting NumPy. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Everyone is saying yes. Great. Great. Okay. 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 So yeah, NumPy. Uh, I have the notebook which I will be using uh, to make you understand. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, uh, let's talk about what is NumPy. Okay. Okay. So I would like to tell you that these notebooks and the dataset link you will be find on the NSDC website. Okay. Okay. Let me tell you, how you all will get that. So open this website, that is nsdcasab.com, and click on boot camp. Okay. Okay. Scroll down and you will get this beginner session, and then you will get all the files which you can use along with me. Okay. Okay. So you'll get all these files. I am starting with NumPy arrange. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you all, have you all got this? Have you all got this? The website link and the file links. Type yes.
Guys, it is important that you go to the website because this is where you'll find all the resources and all the assignments.
Yeah. And you can follow along with me as well. Okay.
I have
So
shared the link on the chat, so you can go to the website.
yeah.
We'll wait for 1 minute for all of you to check out the website and open the files.
Have you all got this? Say yes. Sorry. Type yes. Say yes. Or if you are having any problem, then also you can. Okay. So I can see people are typing yes. Okay. So I hope you all have opened that notebook and you're following along with me, right? Okay. So yeah, let's start. So starting with NumPy, what is NumPy actually? Why we need NumPy for why we need NumPy to go ahead? The most fundamental, library of Python is NumPy, and why it is important? It is important to have, you know, any kind of operation based on mathematics. We can use NumPy to solve. Right? It is a mathematics tool basically. It's a mathematics library of Python, uh, which can be used for any sort of mathematical operation. There are other tools also like SciPy, but NumPy is the most popular one and mostly used in industries as well. So that's why NumPy is very essential to learn. Okay, after learning NumPy, you can do any sort of mathematical calculation or any sort of mathematical operation whenever you will find you know to do, right? So first step is to import NumPy. So we are going to import numpy as NP. Okay, and the arrange function, what it does is it will create you, it will give you an array, right? What I have written in np.arrange, this one is the starting point of the starting number of an array. It will go up to 11 with a step size of 2. Okay, so here I'll mention that starting from 1 go till 11. Okay, with the step size of 2. Okay, it will go up till 10 itself because 11 will not be counted. Okay, so what it does is, as you can see the result, it will so 1, okay, 3, because we are taking 2 steps ahead, then 5, then 7, then 9 is a basic function with the help of which you can create a 1D array. If you want to create a 2D array, you can use reshape command. Okay, that is np.arrange dot reshape, and the shape will give is that 5 will be the row number, the first will be the row number, and the 2 will be the column number. Okay, okay. So we are using numbers from 1 to 11, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, because we are not giving any step size here, and we are reshaping it within 5 cross 2 matrix. Okay, so this is by the help of this, we can create a matrix of any dimension, right? You can create a matrix of 2 cross 5 as well. Okay, like I have did here. You can create a 2D matrix, okay, as well. Sorry, a 3D matrix as well using this reshape 2 comma 2 comma 3. It says that it is aligned in such a way that it is a 3D matrix. Okay, it has, and when we talk about 4D array also, you can create 4D array using this command. It has, 4D arrays is a combination of two 3D arrays. Okay, this is the first 3D array, this part, and this is another 3D array, this part, and the combination of this will make a 4D array. Okay, it has, um, you can write 2 to 2 2, and you can write 2 to 3 for creating a 3D arrays. You can use these commands to create any sort of array, any sort of dimension array. Okay, and uh, let's learn about some very basic function quickly. Okay, because all these things are really easy, but yet you have to understand this, because maybe you will use this in your upcoming projects or whatever. So okay, so when we have to initialize any array using 1, so we can directly use np.ones, and this is again the dimension of that array, 3 cross 4. Okay, when we have to initialize using zeros, we can use that np.zeros directly. Okay, when we have to initialize using a random numbers, we don't know whether we have to initialize with 1 or 0 or 2, we don't know. So we use a random function, that is np.random.random, and inside that we'll pass uh, you know the size of the array. Okay, that is 3 cross 4, right? So by the help of this, you can create a random array, a random number array, right? If you want create linearly spaced array, then you can use linspace command. Okay, it you have to give a lower value here. Okay, you have to give the upper value here, and you have to give the number of items. What we were doing in arrange is we are giving the lower value. Okay, we were giving the lower value, we were giving the higher value, and we were giving the step size. But in linspace, what we are doing is we are giving the lower value, we are giving the higher value, and we are giving the number of items. It will automatically divide in such a way that it will have all 20 items inside the range, inside the lower and the upper range, right? And to specify that what type of data you want, you can use dtype command, right? Okay, if you will not use dtype command, then it will automatically generate a float value. So for that, if you will use dtype is equals to int, it will generate an integer value ranging 20 integer value ranging between 10 and 100. Okay, so this is one of the useful commands which you have to note it down. Linspace. Okay, when you want to have an identity matrix, I hope you all know identity matrix. Okay, because the diagonal elements are 1. Okay, so you can directly use np dot identity. In that, you don't have to specify 3 comma that identity matrix will only be possible in square matrix. So it will automatically take 3 cross 3 or 4 cross 4. Okay, right. So you can only give 3. And again, d type is equals to integer. Okay, so this is a command which can be used to generate an identity matrix, right? Okay, so how to generate a matrix, how to generate an array using NumPy? I hope you all are clear, right? Whether you can use arrange function, you can use directly ones, zeros, or random, or linspace, or identity function. These are the basic commands which you will be using throughout your project life. Okay, now let's okay. Okay, one second. I think there is some problem, I guess. Oh, okay. No, 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 it's fine. Yeah. So I was talking about the arrange function. Okay. Yes. Uh, so I think this is also clear. Yes. There is nothing to explain you again. Okay. So this is also clear because when we specify d type float, it will generate a float value as well. Okay. And listen, one more important thing I would like to tell you is when you are using an arrange function, when you are using a reshape also, then you have to make sure that the multiplication of size multiplication of this 5 into 2, that particular number, that particular items should be present inside arrange function as well. Because see, if I am using 1 comma 10, okay, and I'm using reshape 5 comma 2, it will throw an error saying that you have cannot reshape array of size 9 into say 5 comma 2 because it is not considering 10. Okay, so we have to keep in mind, if you want to create any dimension matrix, that multiplication, that particular number of items should be there in an arrange function as well. Okay, and we cannot use more than that also. Okay, we have to specifically use 11 itself for creating a 5 comma 2 matrix. Okay, because 5 into 2 is equals to 10, and then you have a 10 values in that array, right? So that point should be kept in mind. Okay, similarly, if you are creating a 3D array using 2 comma 2 comma 2, you have to make sure that the multiplication of numbers in reshape function should be equals to the number of item in an arrange function. Okay, then only you will be able to create that. Starting with the array attributes. So first is ending. First is the ending. If you want to find uh, what dimension your array, what dimension is of your what dimension is your array is, then you can directly use ending. Okay, by using this, you will get the, sorry, A3 is not defined because I have not run this cell. Yeah. Now A3 is of dimension 3. Yes, because you can see it's a 3D array, right? So yes, it has to show that it is a 3D matrix or 3D array. So its dimension is 3. Shape. The second command is the shape. Okay, when you have to find, they say like the shape of the matrix is 3 cross 4 or 2 cross 3, right? So we can directly use shape command. With the help of this, we can find out that what shape that array belongs to, right? So when we use a2 dot shape, a2 is this, right? I hope you, let's see, let me tell you, this is a2. Sorry, 1 second. This is a2. Okay, this is marked down. Values code. So this is A2. You can see that this, what is the shape of A2? It is 3 comma 3 cross 4, right? It has 3 rows and it has 4 columns. So it will give you an output of the size of the shape of the array. Okay. When we talk about A3 dot shape, then it is a 3D matrix that is 2 comma 2 comma 2, 2 row, 2 columns. column and two depth, right? When we talk about size of any matrix, then it will give you the number of elements present, total number of items present in that matrix. So when we use a3 dot size, it will give you 8 because see here a3 it has 8 elements in it. Okay, so it will give you the total number of elements present in that matrix. When we talk about a2 dot size, it will throw 12 because see this is a2, this it has 12 element in it. Okay, okay. When we talk about when we have to find out the element size itself inside an array, and we can use item size. Item size means that so we are using integer value here. Yes, we are using integer value in A3, right? So integer value has integer value takes four bytes, right? So that's why it will throw 4 as an output. When we talk about A2 dot item size, A2 has float value in it, right? So in memory, it takes 8 bytes, right? So that's why it will throw 8 as an output. So when we call item size, it will throw the specific element size in space, okay, in memory. But when we use size directly, then it will give you the number of elements present in that array. And when you use shape, then it will throw you the shape of the matrix, right? So I hope you all clear. Okay, next is data type, D type. Okay, when I have used D type many a times before also, like to specifically define what sort of data type we want to have in our matrix. Okay, so we can find out that yes, this matrix belongs to what sort of data type. Is it float? Is it integer? What sort of? Okay, so when we use a1 dot data type, we get to know that yes, it contains integer value, integer 32 value. Okay, when we use a2 dot data type, D type actually, we will be getting it has float 64 values, as you can see here, A2, right? Similarly, for A3, you will get to know that yes, all has a integer 32 value, integer 32 data type, right? So these are the basic array attributes which which help you to know what sort of data you have. Okay, what size your array belongs to, what shape your array belongs to, what are the item size in your array, what is the type of your array, right? Okay, so all this may be useful for you when you will pre-process your data, right? Now, changing data type is also an important command, because see the thing is here, if you have float 64, right? But float 64 will occupy more memory space as compared to float 32. Okay, and when we don't have that much long values, so why to give a memory, why to give that much space in a memory? That will be a space consuming, right? Memory consuming. So we can change the data type directly using and then we'll give what kind of what sort of data type we can see here. I have A2 ka data type was float 64, right? And we'll do it as A2 dot as type mp dot integer 32. We'll change it type to you'll see. Okay, so A2 equals to, now it will be integer 32, right? So here one important point comes into picture, that it will not change permanently until unless you are again copying it into the same array. Okay, so this is an important point to note. Okay, so when I have not copied into the same array, now the values from float got changed to integer 32, and then it printed out the type as integer 32. Okay, so to reduce this, we can use as type to reduce space in memory. So it is also very essential, because when you have a huge amount of data, you have a huge time, you don't want data points. Okay, if your data points are not that bigger, then you can compress it into a smaller data points. press it on language. Okay, so your memory will be efficient, right? Okay, cool. So I hope all these things are very basic for you. Now we are going into the topic which belongs to the right. We'll do scalar operations. Of course, when we are dealing with matrices, we have to do arithmetic operations, relational operations. How we are performing it? Let's see. So we'll define two matrices. First of all, okay. Let's say okay. A4, right? So when I'll print it, matrices A4, 3, and A6, right? Their values are different. Okay. So first scalar operation I am going to perform is the multiplication operation. Okay. That is A4 multiplied, like all the elements of A4 will be multiplied by 2. Okay. So when I will perform this, you will get that yes, it is multiplied by 2 from, I'm so sorry. This is the square of 2 actually. So it means that it is squaring each element of the so you can see you are now the square of initial values, right? Okay. So this is the first function, that is a square of each element of an array. Now, relational, I will mean to say that from relational, let's compare the elements of an array. If I'm comparing A4 is greater than, it will check all the elements of A4. Is it greater than 12? Is it less than 12? Okay. So now what happened is it will check whether all the elements of A4 is greater than 12 or not. Okay. So no, all the elements of A4 is not greater than 12. The highest element of A4 is greater than 12. False, 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 and false. Okay. When we talk about A5 is greater than 15, check. A5 is this, right? A5 has A5 element value greater than 15. Yes, it has. Some elements of A5 has a value greater than 15. So it returned true. All other returned false, right? Okay. So I just wanted to give you the glimpse of operations. Okay. Okay. So I'll just explain you the vector operations, and you can experiment it yourself, because I hope you are in engineering, so you must know all these operations, of course. Okay, so I'm just giving you the glimpse how you can perform operations on matrices. When you talk about the vector operations means that multiplication of two matrices. Okay, you have to keep in your mind that your dimensions should be capable of doing multiplication, matrix multiplication, right? So when we do A4 into A5, right, it will have it will do the multiplication, because it has a size of, A4 has a size of 3 comma 4, right? And A5 has a size of 3 comma 4. So it will perform the operation among two or more arrays. Yes, so it will perform the vector operation. It's A4 into A5, right? When we talk about A4 square of A5, then again it will show you the result. Okay. Now, when we talk about the relation is A4 is greater than A5, it will again check. Okay, all the elements will be checked. And again, this is the same thing. A4 is less than A5. So all these sort of vector operation or arithmetic operation you can do using NumPy itself on the matrices, which will be very efficient. Because when you go with list and all, that will be a little tricky. Okay. So I wanted to give you a glimpse of mathematical operations, right? So yeah. Uh, do you do you all want a 5-minute break? Because I think no one is responding here. Guys, reply if you want a 5 minutes break. Okay, because it's 1 hour 4 minutes now. The session. Yes. Hello, guys. Okay. So yeah, we'll have a break for like 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes, we'll be joining. We'll be joining around 110 or 112. Okay, so we'll see you back. I hope you all understood whatever I have shared with you till now. Yes, because it's all the basic operations which you can perform using NumPy, right? When you will go to Pandas, you will see all the right? So yeah, see you in 5 minutes, all of you. Okay.
Please do not leave the meeting. The meeting will be on. You guys can just take a break meanwhile. Thank you.
Okay, so I hope all of you joined again. Okay, yeah. Uh, yes, all of you have joined. Am I audible, guys? React, please. Yeah. Okay. So we have learned up till now about the operations on arrays, operations on matrices, right? Yeah, scalar operation or vector operations. You can experiment yourself, right? Because it's a 3 hour session, so I cannot explain you each and everything from the basics, right? Uh, okay, and also we have learned about attributes, array attributes, yes, and we learned about how to create array using arrange and linspace functions, right? So now uh, we are going to start with array functions, okay? Okay. So the first function is round function. Okay. When you use this ASIC random function, right, you will get the array in a float value, right? In a float value. Let me show you this. One second. You copy this. Let me paste it here. And when you go to C A6, you will get this value between 0 and 1, right? But if you want to have your values, your random values itself in the range of, you know, some way like 1 to 100. Okay, so what you will do is you will multiply this with 100. What I have done here. Okay, so I'll use round function. If I'll use round function or only, let me tell you np dot round, right? A6. And then again I'll use A6. What will do, it will round to the lower value or to the upper value. Okay, on the base on based on whether the value is greater than 0.5 or less than 0.5, right? But when you want it to round in the range of 1 to 100, you can multiply this A6, all elements of A6 with 100, and you'll get the value which is in the range of 1 to 100, right? So in this way, you can use the round function as well, right? Now, the next array function is the max. What does max do? It's a very simple thing, right? Max will return you the maximum element of the array. Okay. Similarly, min will return you the minimum element of the array. Okay. The sum will return you the sum of all the elements. Okay. Sum of all the elements of the array. Right. Similarly, the product will return you the product of all the elements of array. Right. So in this way, you can have a minimum maximum sum product. Okay. There is no division function uh, in NumPy. I need the division because you cannot divide it, and so on, right? Okay. Now, if you want to know the maximum or minimum or sum of a specific row or a column, you can use the function that is axis. You can use the axis parameter, basically. With the help of this, you can find, let's say example, I wanted to find the sum of all the rows. Okay, and this is just unpacking we are doing here. Unpacking, this is called tuple unpacking, right? So we have three because we have three rows in our A6, right? This is A6, right? We have three rows in A6, so we'll use three variables to store the sum of all the specific rows. Okay. So when we use X, Y, and Z, and when we use np.sum A6, this axis will show that whether we are operating on row wise or whether we are operating column wise. If you will provide a axis equals to 1, it means that you are operating row wise. Okay. That means that you are summing up these elements 84, 21, and 96, right? And similarly, the Y value will be stored as 25 plus 84 plus 17. Okay. So when I'll run this, you will get that the sum, and because we have used random function, so obviously every time the random function values will be the different, right? So hence you will get the values sum of row elements, the specific row elements, right? Okay, if you want to find the maximum of a row, maximum of rows, it will return a list of array, array, okay, maximum of each rows. Okay, so the first row has a maximum value of 96, the second row has a maximum value of 88. You can see here, right? First row has a maximum value of 96, second row has the maximum value of 88. Okay, so in such a way, you can find minimum as well, right? Okay, minimum of space. Okay, so here I have used access 0. If you are giving access 0, it means that you are operating on column right now. Okay, so what is the minimum value in column? In each column, in first column, the minimum value is 25. Yes, because column wise we are operating in this way, like 84, 25, and 56, right? So when you operate on column, and when you are going to find the minimum of minimum of axis 0, it means that you are finding out the minimum of each column, minimum element in each column, right? So in first column the minimum element is 25. In second column the minimum element is 21, right? So you will get 21 when the minimum element in column the 3 is 17. So you will get 70. Okay, so when you are using axis 1, you'll be operating on rows. When you will be using axis 0, you are operating on column. Keep that in mind. Okay. With the help of this, you can find out mean, or you can use any statistical operations like mean, median, standard deviation, variance. I hope you all know what does variance means, what does standard deviation means. If not, then you can come to the offline doubt session, right? Okay. So now you can also do some trigonometric operations as well. If you want to find sign of each term, each element, you can use np dot sign. Okay. You can also use cos. Let me show you. Okay, when you will do this np dot cos, right, a6, you'll get cos of each element. You can do tan as well. You can do any sort of fundamental operations, fundamental trigonometric operation on numpy arrays as well. Okay, okay. Now talking about dot product. Okay, so you all know that dot product dimensions should be if the first array dimension is n cross m, and the second array dimension is m cross x, then only uh, the vector multiplication will be possible, right? And the new size of the matrix will be n cross x, right? Okay, so what it does here is when we talk, we have a7 and it has a value 1 to 13, like 12 values it has, and its shape is 3 cross 4. And in A8, it has a dimension of 4 cross 3. So it can be multiplied together. The matrix multiplication is possible, and the resultant dimension will be 3 cross 3. So likewise, it does. Okay. Similarly, A8, comma A7. Okay, because A into B will not be equal to B into A in matrix, right? Okay. Hope you all know this. If you are doing log calculation, like we have done for trigonometric calculation, sine of a6, cos of a6, you can also do log of a6. You can find the logarithmic value of each element. You can also find the exponential value of each element using exp command, right? Okay. So like that, you can use, okay, we have round function as well, right? So we can use round function to round to the nearest integer value. Okay. We can use, let's see what this simply does is, see, I'll let you know, sorry, uh, focus here. If I have simply this, okay, it will return a value between 1 to 100, isn't it? But when you will use round function ahead of it, what it does is, here the value is 30.180 or whatever, right? If you will use np dot round in the beginning, and inside that you will pass this function, it will round off to the nearest integer. Like the 30.18 will become 30, 22.06 will become 22, like that. Okay, again the random function changed. My bad. Okay, doesn't matter. Let me show you. Let's say a equals to this, right? Okay, wait. Right. Now I want to round it. So I'll use np.round. Now I'll pass a. Okay. So now this is the rounded mode. Okay. If you will print a itself, you will get this. This is 31.44 or whatever, right? And when I'll round this, you will get it to you will get to this 31.44 is rounded off to the nearest integer, that's 31. 50.98 is rounded off to the nearest integer, that is 51. Okay, so if you want to round off to the nearest integer by a random function, you can use round as well. Floor, what does floor do? Floor means the ground floor or so it will bring up your values to the lowest integer, right? And similarly, seal will round off to the highest integer. Okay. Uh, it doesn't matter that you have 31.44 or whatever. If you are using, wait, I'll show you that if you are using np dot seal, okay, and you are passing a in it, it will round up to the highest integer. Okay. With the help of round, it will round it off to the lowest integer because the value is less than 31.5. Okay, but when you are using seal, it will round off to the highest integer. It doesn't matter you have the value less than 31.5 or greater than 31.5. It will make it 32 itself because it will round off to the highest integer. Okay, but when you see this, when you use floor, okay, when you use floor np dot floor, and when you pass a, then it will round up to the nearest integer. Okay, it should round to 51, right? Because the value is 50.98, but it rounded off to the lowest integer. Because floor, what floor does is it will round up to the nearest integer. It doesn't matter that the value is greater than uh, 1.5 or 50.5 or what so. Okay, yeah, this is the case. This is the difference between round, seal, and floor. So keep that in mind. So in this particular part, what I have explained you about the axis function, axis parameter. My bad. Okay, trigonometric operation you can perform. You can perform logarithmic operations. You can perform exponential operations. You can round. You can use scale. You can store. Okay, so these all are the basic mathematical operations you can perform on NumPy. Okay, so now we'll go ahead with indexing and slicing. Okay, so I took three arrays A1, A2, and A3. Okay, okay, so this is A1. If you want negative indexing, like it should, if you want to fetch data, fetch the value present at the last index, you can use negative indexing. Okay, or else you can use positive indexing by writing that A1 of, let's say, 10. Okay, A1 of 10 does not exist because the size is only 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, because it will start from 0. Indexing will start from 0, right? So A1 of 9 will give you 9, but you can use negative indexing as well to get the last value. Okay, so you can use negative indexing. You can directly pass A1 of -1. It will start from the last value. Okay, now A1 of 0 will return you the first element, right? Because the indexing always start from 0. You all know the indexing in list. We have already learned indexing in list. Likewise, only it will perform indexing also. Okay. Now, when you talk about when you pass in a list, okay, 1 comma 2, it okay, so it will print 6 because A2, see, this is a 2D array, right? When you are passing 1, it means that in uh, in first row, that is the row number will also start from 0. So this is the 0th row, this is the first row, and this is the second row, right? And in that, you will be having first row, that is this, and second column. So this is 048 is the first column, 159 is the second column. This 216 is the third column. But as indexing start from 0, so this column will be treated as 0th column. This column will be treated as, that is 159 column will be treated as the first column, and 216 will be treated as second column, right? So we are fetching the data which is present at the first row and the second column. Okay, so and the second column, the data is 6. So it will print out 6, right? Okay. Similarly, on 3D matrix as well, if you extract 5, let's say 5 is present here, right? Okay. So how does it work is we'll use again matrix, sorry, square brackets. Okay. Now it will go to first row. Okay. So yeah, this is zeroth row. This is first row. Okay. So it will go for in first row. So we have this 4, 5, 6, 7 values, right? In that, go to the zeroth row because it is a 3D matrix. So row inside a row. Okay. So it will go here to 4 comma 5. Now it is strictly looking at 4 comma 5 only. Now it needs one more parameter, that is column. Okay, so it will look for the first column. So this is the first row and zeroth row of the first row and the first column of the zeroth row. Right. So in this way, we'll find out 5 here. Okay, if you want to extract 3, where is 3? 3 is here, right? It is at the zeroth row. So we'll use zeroth row का first row. This is 2 comma 3 का like zeroth row का first row का first column. Okay, so this will be 3. This will be 3 printed out. Okay, I hope this is a bit tricky part, but if you'll practice enough, then you will get to know that how exactly it is working. Okay, it is just you are looking at a particular row or column. Okay, and then you are extracting the values. Okay, right? Okay, so this is a simple matrix I have created to let you know how to extract in a 4D array. Okay, if you want to extract 13, where is 13? Here is 13, right? Okay, so this is the zeroth row actually. Okay, keep it in mind. This is the first row. This is the zeroth row of the first row. This is the first row of the first row. Okay, I think it's a bit confusing, but yeah, focus on my words. See, this is zeroth row. Okay, this is zeroth row. This is first row. Yes, and this is zeroth row of the first row. Okay, and this is first row of the first row. Okay, and now you are targeting 13. So 13 is present here. So 13 is in the first row of first row. Okay, first row of first row. And again, first row of zeroth row. Right. So it will focus here itself on 12 comma 13. Uh, I don't know if you are understanding it or not, but if you just focus a bit more, you will get to know. See, I'll again explain you. This is the zeroth row, right? This is the first row. Okay, cool. Now, if you are targeting here, you have to come here, right? But when you used 1, you came to this part. Okay, now you have to come to this part 12 comma 13 comma 14 comma 14, right? So again you will use 1 because this is the first row ka first row. Okay, this is first row ka zeroth row. This is first row ka first row. Okay, now again you have to come to this part. So this part is first row ka zeroth row, right? So now you will come to this part. Okay, and again you 13 itself. So this is the first row ka zeroth row ka first column. Okay, this is the zeroth column, right? 12 comma 14. 12 and 14 is the zeroth column because indexing start from 0, right? And this 13 and 15 are the first column value, right? So in this way, you will come to the point and you will get 30. Okay, you run it yourself and you use your pen and paper and you'll yes, how exactly it is working. Okay, so in this way we got the data 30. I hope you understood. If not, then you can contact me later. I'll explain you with in pen paper because I don't have any stylus pen here to explain. I'm so sorry. Okay, but yeah, you want me to explain again? Do you guys want me to explain again? Because this is I think this is the trickiest part of NumPy. So if you have not understood, I can explain it once more. Okay, so just react and just say, just type if you want, or raise your hand if you want me to explain you again. Fast, I don't, guys. Get fast. Okay, thumbs up. I can see thumbs up. Okay, all of you understood? Is it so? Okay. You will sing Bhaguli. You have not understood. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay. I'll explain you again. So see, we are dealing with 4D matrix, right? Okay. We are dealing with 4D matrix and we have to find the value 13 which is present at the lowest part, right? So see here, this is the zeroth row of A4. This is the first row of A4. When you look at this, right, but try to visualize in your mind. Okay, this is the zeroth row of the A4. This is the first row of the A4. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Typically focus on the part in which 13 is present, right? So the 13 is present in the first row ka first row. Okay, because the first row ka zeroth row is 8, 9, 10, and 11, right? But first row ka first row is 12, 13, 14, and 15. In that itself, I have to focus on first row ka zeroth row. Okay, that is 12 and 13. Okay, and in that also we have to focus. Using that, I can extract 13 out of the data out of the array. Okay, cool. So I hope now you are getting it right. Experiment yourself, or you can contact me later. Because okay, so we are going ahead. Now we come to the we'll go to the point that is slicing. Okay, so indexing means fetching the data out of the array. Okay, using indexing. Slicing means splitting your array into a part in some part. Okay, like if you want see here, I'll explain you A1. Okay, you have this much of values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you want to have values only 2, 3, and 4, so what you will do is you will slice it. You will slice your array. You will start from the second index. If you go up till fifth index. Okay, so this is zeroth index, this is one index, this is two, this is three, this is four, this is five. Okay, so and this five will not be considered. Okay, it will go to two, three, four. Index number two, three, and four. Okay, so using this, you will get the data as two, three, and four. Right? If you want to extract in 2D array, okay, you can again use this is the row part and this is the column part. It's separated with the help of column. Okay, so you want to represent the first row, to extract first row only. So what you will do, you will use all rows. Zero means you are using all the rows. Okay, and sorry, zero means you are extracting the first row. Okay, and this column none, because after column there is nothing, right? So it means that you are extracting all columns. Okay, column represent all. Okay, here I've written it also. Column represents all. It means that you are extracting zeroth row and all columns. So it will throw you 0, 1, 2, 3 as an output. If you want to extract third column, okay, what you'll all the rows, okay, because all the rows are necessary to extract third column data, and you are using as you are extracting third column, so you will use 2 because indexing start from 0, 0, 1, 2. You will get 2, 6, and 10. Right? In similar way, you can experiment yourself if you want to extract 5, 6, 9, 10. Okay, that is 5, 6 from here, 9, 10 from here. What you will do? This is the first row, right? You will do first row. Okay, all column. First row का सारे column. Okay, and again comma. So row two, and call two, to call 2 and 1. Okay, so you'll come here first. First, you will come here. Then you will come here. Okay, and then you will extract the first column, that is basically the second and the third column. Then this is 9 and 10. You will not focus on this zeroth row. Okay, you will only focus on the first row, the second row, the first column, and the second column. Okay, in that way, you will get the 5, 6, 9, and 10. If you want to stack 0, 3, 8, and 11, okay, what is the 0, 3, 8, and 11? I will do that. You will again, you have to focus on this row and this row, right? And this column, this is 0th column, 0, 4, 8 column, and 3, 7, and 11 column, right? So you can do it in, you can do in this way. Okay, column, column 2, comma, column 3. Okay, okay. Similarly, you can experiment yourself to extract 1, 3, 9, 11. You do some experimentation and try to find out any values out of this array. Okay, you have the notebooks, right? You can try it out. Okay, because I have given so many examples. Okay, you can experiment yourself and you can try it out, right? Okay, if you want, similarly, if you want to have a middle element, this is the zeroth, this is the first. If you want the middle array, so you can directly use a3 of 1, right? If you want a3 ka 1 comma 1, like if you want to extract this 12, 13, and 14 itself, you can use a3 ka 1, what I was telling you earlier, right? So you can extract 12, 13, 14 values. In you can extract values out of data using slicing and indexing concept. Okay. Okay. So now I'll tell you iteration, how to perform iteration, how to iterate on arrays. Okay. Use for loop for iterating on 1D array. Okay. You can use for loop for iterating on 2D array as well. Okay. Like you are using iteration on lists. Okay. In that way also you can use for NumPy arrays. Okay. Yeah. But here is one command, that is nd iter. You have to note it down. If you have, see, if you have 3D, if you have 3D or 2D matrix, right? A3, let's say I have this A3. Okay, I have this data, right? Because I have not run it earlier. Okay, so let's see, I have this A3. Okay, now I want to print all the elements present in A3. Okay, if I'll not use nd iter though, what I will get is I'll get this. Let me show you. I'll the matrix will be printed. But if I'll use nd iter, it will create a 1D array out of it. Okay, and then it will print out all the values. Okay, so it will change nd array into 1D array and then the value. Okay, now reshaping. I've already told you, right? Reshaping in arrange function. You can use reshape to create multiple, different shape of a matrix, right? You can use transpose if you want to do transpose of a matrix. You can do transpose. You know transpose, right? Ravel. What Ravel do is it will again change your ND array into 1D array, like ND iter does. But ND iter and ND Ravel is a bit different thing. Okay. The difference is that it is specifically used for iterating on array, and it is used for creating a 1D array out of ND array. Okay. Now a very simple concept, that is stacking. I'll explain you in very quick manner. There are two types of stacking. Stacking means, one above the other. Okay, one above the other. If I have two matrices, I want stack matrix A onto matrix B, I can use stacking methods. Okay, in that thing, I have two types of stacking basically. That is, one is horizontal stacking and another one is the vertical stacking. Okay, in horizontal stacking, what it does is it stack horizontally. See here, I have given example A, okay, B, and I'm stacking it A, B, A. what it will do is it has A as this, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? It has B as 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, right? So it stacked horizontally, one side of the other matrix. Okay, again you are stacking A again after B, so it will stack A again after B. So you'll have this much longer matrix. If you want to see the size of this, let's say I'll put n is equals to, okay, if you will see n dot shape, right? You'll sorry, B is not defined. Okay, no problem. I'll run this. Okay, you'll get this 3 comma 12. It means that it has 3 rows and 12 columns, right? Can anyone say how to find the size of this? Can anyone say what command, what is that command to find the size of this matrix? I know maybe the session is a bit boring, but I can't help because you have to learn all these commands to start your journey as a data scientist. Okay, if you will practice enough, you will get to know, you will get all the commands in your head, and then you will feel it very simple. Okay, so please guys interact. I want to know that what command I can use here to find the size of the array n. Anyone? Anyone can answer? Please be active. Yes. And dim. Okay. I want the size. I don't want the dimension. I want the size. I told you, right? Size will give you the total number of elements present in that array. Yes, yes, I can see. I can see so many answers are coming. Yes, n dot size is the right answer. Okay, good to hear that. Okay, so when I'll do n dot size, I'll get to know that yes, there are 36 elements present in the array n. Okay, so in this way, I can perform horizontal stacking, right? When you talk about vertical stacking, it's a similar thing, right? But it will stack vertically. Okay, one below the other or one above the other, right? Okay, so I'm stacking vertically A comma B. So what it will do? What I will do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And below that, because I'm stacking B on A, sorry, A on B. That means that above B, A will come. Okay, please hear it clearly. I am stacking A on B. Okay, because I have given A as the first parameter, B as the second parameter, right? So I'm stacking A on B. So A will come upper, like A will come up at the upside, B will come below A, right? And if I'll perform, np dot v stack B comma A, let's see what will. So now B will stack onto A. It means that B will come above A. Okay, so I hope you got the point. Okay, again, if you want to know the shape, let's say I'll give it as M. Okay, and I'll find out M dot shape. Okay, you'll get 6, 4. Someone told that there is a command in dim also. Yes, sorry. So that dimension is 2. Dimension, it means that what dimension the array belongs to. Is it a 2D array? Is it a 3D array? Is it a 4D array? It will not give you the information about shape or size. Okay, so keep that in mind. I saw some in dim answers as well. Okay, so now as we have done stacking, now let's learn about splitting also. Splitting means because see you have stacked two arrays, one above the other or one beside the other, right? Now you want to split it. So there are two types, that is horizontal splitting, there is a vertical splitting as well. Okay. So if you want to study a particular data set, uh, particular data among the data set, you can use splitting. Okay, we often use this when we do any project as such, right? When we have a numerical data set and we want to explore a single of the data, okay, then we often use this command. So there is a command h split, and there is a command v split. Okay, there is a command v split. Now keep that in mind. Then when you are this we will pass two parameters, that is one the array which you want to split, and the second is in how many parts you want to split it, right? So see, if you want to split it horizontally, okay, it will split horizontally. See, you have this data A, right? You have this A, right? Now you want to split it horizontally in two parts. This is 2 is given because you want to split it into two parts, right? So when you run this, it will split your data into two parts. Okay. So there are two arrays now. If you want to show me to you, let me tell you. When you will do the shape, okay, it will throw error because now it is a list. It does not have any command. When you split it, right, it will become a list. And in list, you don't have any attributes name as shape. Okay. So you can simply, if you want to put size also, it will throw error because list has no attributes of size. If you put name also, it has no attributes of size. Yes, but if you run a length of m, it will show you that yes, 2. It is of true size because it's split it into two lists. Okay, you got it? Now, when we talk about vertical split also, like it will split array in array vertically, you have to make sure that yes, what the parameter you are passing should be correct. Okay, let me show you that why it will throw error. Okay, in p dot split a comma 2. See, because you have a 3 cross 4 matrix, right? You have 3 cross 4 matrix. A is 3 cross 4, and you cannot split it into two different parts, right? And you cannot split into 1.5 and 1.5, right? So you have to be sure that you are splitting into two parts. Then you must have a matrix of 4 comma 3 or 4 comma 2 or 4 comma 4 or whatever, but it should have a even value. Okay, but when you want to split into one part, let's see, then it will split into one part, like one, like 0, 1, 2, 3 will be 1, 4, comma 5, comma 6, comma 7 will be 1, 8, comma 9, comma 10, comma 11 will be 1. In one part, you have split it down vertically, right? Okay, so that's why it will throw error if you will do it on 2. It will again throw error. So that what we can do is we can directly use np.split a comma 3. In this way, it split it into three lists. Okay, three lists. Right? I can also use split directly. Okay. So see here I have one more example A 4 comma 3 I've used. So it has 4 row and 3 column. But column doesn't matter in vertical stack and row doesn't matter in horizontal stack. Keep that in mind. Okay. Now I can split I will add I didn't run this. Okay, so now it will not throw any error as because I have 4 rows, right? So now it can split into two different parts. Okay, so what we learned in NumPy, I can again uh, tell you from the beginning. We have learned how to create a matrix, okay, 1D matrix, 2D matrix, how to use reshape function. Is it okay? How to use linspace, how to use random, how to use zeros, ones, right? How to use identity matrix, identity command as well. Okay, how to we have learned about ending, we have learned about save, we have learned about size, we have learned about item size specifically, we learned about d type, we learned about how to change data type. Yes, we learned about array of operations, scalar operations, vertical operations, right? Arithmetic operations, relational operations, operations specifically on one array or with respect to another array as well, right? We learned about array functions like round, like ceil, max, min, sum, product, right? Mean, median, mode, statistical operations as well, variance, sine, trigonometrics as well, sine, cos, logarithmic, exponential. Is it? So all these commands you have to learn it. Just practice it, or else you have the concept clarity behind the scene. You don't have to struggle much. Okay. But I'll recommend you to go through the NumPy documentation. I'll show you uh, because there are so many things. Okay, there are so many things which I cannot cover in one class. Okay, you can go to NumPy documentation. You can follow this documentation. See, just practice to follow documentation because this is the most essential thing you can. And this is an amazing thing. Watching videos are good, but following documentation is well good. Okay. So you should focus on documentation as well. Okay. So yeah, we learned about indexing, we learned about slicing, right? Okay. And we learned about iterating, reshaping, stacking, and splitting. So I think these concepts are very much essential to start you with NumPy. And I have given some advanced NumPy also. Okay. Now I'll directly jump into the NumPy special function. After that, I'll give you a 5 minutes break. This is a very simple thing. This is a very short notebook. Okay. I'll go through it very fast. Okay. And then I'll give you a 5 minutes break. After that, we'll jump into the NumPy special function. Okay. We're getting a value in the range of 1, 100. Okay. And then we are rounding it to the nearest integer to get the integer value. Doing that much is good, but you can directly use random.random function to generate it. Okay. And again, reshape can be used to reshape it into any shape. Okay. Simple. Okay. Rand n will similarly use to generate a value which will be negative or positive or so on. Okay. So there are different random functions as well. There is a random.random function, there is a random.random function, there is a random.random function, and all has a different um, values to show as an output. Okay. Random.random will give you output which is in the range of 0 to 1. Random.random will give you an output which is an integer value. Okay. Random.random will give you any sort of value that can be negative, that can be positive, that can range, you know, uh, that can be in any range. Okay. Now, if you want to sort our array, you can directly use np.sort. I think I didn't run it. Okay. Yeah. np.sort you can. If you want in decreasing order, again, you can use negative slicing, right? Take all rows, take all column. This column means first column means take all rows, second column means take all columns, but from the back. Okay. So it will start from the back. Okay. And then it will be in decreasing order, right? So if you want to sort B also, see, I have B here, right? I want to sort B, it will sort it. Okay. But automatically it will be a row wise sorting. If you want to do a column wise sorting, again, you have to pass column x is equals to 0. Column wise sorting means these are the columns, right? 59, 73, 5, 40, 46, 36. So it will sort it in this way. Row wise sorting will sort it in 59, 14, and 9 and 34. Okay. So yeah, very fundamental. If you want to append a new value into the array, you can use append function as you are using in list. You have to pass two parameters, that is first the array itself and the value which you want to append in the array. Okay, so you can use in that way. You can also append in dimension value as well. Okay. See here, what is happening is you are appending into the array B, but see, you cannot append a single value in B because B is a 2D array, right? So you have to append a 2D value only. How will you get 2D value? You are using random function, and for the first you are passing the shape of 0. Shape of 0 is what? Shape of 0 will be the length of the column, right? Comma 1. Okay. By the help of this, you will get these values, the last value. You can see the 0.2975, right? And you are using it row wise. So row wise addition will be done. Okay. But in a 2D array, right? So in that way, you can have this also, right? You have concatenate function. Concatenate, what does it do? It will add up two matrices. Okay. It will concatenate directly, like we have been doing in horizontal stack. Okay. Okay. If you want to find unique values out of an array, you can directly use unique command. Okay. If you want to expand, like we have done using Rebel and all, if you want to expand your uh, array, you can directly use expand names. Okay. Okay. So you can also use where function. If you have learned SQL, then maybe you would be aware of where. Okay, it will work as an uh, it will work as an query. Okay, so it is saying that show me all those values, show me all those values where in which the element value is greater than 50, where A is greater than 50. Okay, so in that way it will give you the output. Okay, and it will show you the index of that particular value. Okay, and now it is saying that if A is greater than 50, denote it with 0, or else let it be the same. Okay, so what it do? 61 is greater than 50, so it will replace it with 0. 12 is not greater than 50, it will replace it as it is. Right? So yeah, there is also a very interesting command. Now we have argument max. It will return the index of the maximum value. Okay. Similarly, we have argmin also. It will return the index of the minimum value, minimum element present in that array. Okay. We have come sum. Come sum, what does it do? It will do the cumulative sum of all the elements present in the array. Starting from the zeroth index, if I have 1 on the zeroth index and I have 2 on the second index, it will add up 1 plus 2 and so on. You all know cumulative sum, right? Okay. Again, you can pass axis to have a cumulative sum axis wise, like column wise or row wise. You can experiment using. Okay. Similarly, we have cumulative product as we have cumulative sum, right? You can find percentile using np.percentile command. Okay, you can keep parameter as 0th percentile or 50 percentile or 75 percentile, right? So you can find the percentile value as well. Okay, cool. Uh, histogram, you'll be you'll learn it in next session when you will learn the visualization part, how to plot histogram and all other plots using other tools like Seaborn and Matplotlib. So for now, I'm skipping it. Correlation coefficient. Okay. Um, you know the correlation, right? If there are two quantities, x and y, and if the correlation coefficient is 1, that means that if x will increase, then y will also increase. And if it has a -1 correlation, it means that they are independent of each other. Okay. There is no relation between x and y. Okay. So yeah, see, I have this salary and experience. Now I'm trying to know the relation, the correlation. So I can use np.correlation coefficient and I will pass the two arrays. If it is so, it will throw it. It will give me the output. Yes, the it will it means that if the matrix value is 1, it means that if the experience increasing, the salary is also increasing in that way. Okay. Similarly, I can use isin function. Okay, I can use isin function to find whether that one element is present in an array or not. Okay, okay, cool. I can use flip. Flip is used to reverse the array. Okay, instead of using colon -1, I can directly use flip. Okay, I can flip on the base of axis as well. Okay, whether I am using row reverse or column reverse, I can use axis command. Right. So all these commands are simple. Just go through once after this session ends, and then you will understand it clearly. Okay. So yeah, you can delete. You can put also permanent change. You can put in a, like what it means that in array A at index number 0 and 1, replace the index number 0 and 1 value with 100 and 530 value. It means simple. Okay, it replaces the specific element of an array with given values of the array. Array index work is a flattened array. Okay, so it will give you the value as this. Okay, cool. It will replace it. You can delete also. Okay, you want to delete the second element, the 0, 1, 2. You can delete it directly. You want to delete multiple values. You can use fancy indexing. This is called fancy indexing, right? I explained you earlier as well. You can delete 0, second, and fourth, right? Okay. So at last, I would like to show you the set functions, which is essential, like union, intersection, right? Difference, and XOR. So you can perform union by writing union 1D. You can perform intersection like intersection 1D. You can perform subtraction of sets, set difference 1D. You have to learn these commands. Okay. You know the concept. If you don't recall, if you're not able to recall the syntax, you can directly search it. It doesn't matter. But yeah, you have to understand the fundamental behind it. Okay. Now, set XOR 1D, what it does is it will remove the common terms. Yes, we all know that. Okay. So in this way, you can have so many functions. It will not end any time. Okay. It has so many functions, so many new functions are coming in. Okay. Because so many developments are going behind the scene in these libraries, right? But I hope that you got the basic, fundamental things of NumPy. By the help of these things, you can go ahead with any kind of a project. Okay. For starting with the project, for you can have an idea of all these things. Okay. Whenever you're stuck, you just follow the documentation. Okay, and then you will get to know. Okay. So I hope this is clear to all of you. I am going to give you a 5 minutes break. Yes. Okay, so 10 minutes break. We'll be meeting at 11:10. Okay, and then we'll start off with the important part, that is pandas. Okay, Python pandas. Yes, all of you can react if it is clear to all of you, or any if you have any problem with any concept, then you can uh, talk to me right now. Okay, everything is clear. Yeah, if you have any problem, just ask. I can see some raise hand raised. Okay, thumb. You all will get these notebooks on the NSDC website. Okay, and then you can directly explore from there. And I have shared one advanced NumPy function as well, because we don't have much time, in which I have explained about how to draw some plots using NumPy. Okay, these all are one-line commands. Okay, and how to deal with some mathematical function I have explained there, right? So you can just go through this broadcasting concept. I want all of you to please learn it. Okay, because this is the essential part. And maybe I'll ask a question using this concept as well. So I want all of you to learn this broadcasting concept. I'm not teaching you this concept because it is a very lengthy concept. Okay, so please learn it before you are writing assignments. Okay, yeah, is it clear? Can we have 10 minutes break? Yes, everyone, please say yes, or if you have doubt, please ask your doubts. Okay, so I guess everyone is clear. Type yes, please. Hello, is everyone sleepy? Please participate. I know it's a bit boring lecture, but I can't help, because you have to learn all these things, and these things seems boring, but yet essential. And there is not much conceptual thing also which I need to explain you in deeper. You have to learn these commands anyway. Yeah. So yeah, we are taking a 10 minutes break. We'll come back by 11:10. Okay. So yeah, drink water and come back. I can see 50 students. I'm very glad to see 50 students are there. Like 5 students are left left the meeting, but doesn't matter. 50 are there. So great to see all of you. We'll meet you in few minutes. Okay. Bye. Welcome back, everyone. Am I audible again? Just type yes. Okay. Are you ready to learn pandas? Okay. Are you guys excited to learn pandas? Okay, cool. Okay, so whatever you have learned in NumPy, it's a mathematical tool, right? It's a tool specifically to do some mathematical operations on matrix, right? On any ND matrix. You can do operation on even 100 dimension matrix as well using NumPy. Okay, but you have data, right? You got the data from any place, and that data is unstructured, right? Data is not cleaned enough. And what will happen if you give that data directly to the machine learning model or to train your model or to building any application? If you will directly use that data, unclean data, your model will not perform. Like, yes, your model will underperform. Yes, whatever you will give into the model, that it will give out as an accuracy, right? So what we have to do with that data, we have to convert that raw data into a meaningful data, right? We have to pre-process it. We have to clean it in a way. We have to manipulate in a way that it will become useful. And then we will give that data to any application, any machine learning model, and then it will perform better, right? So Pandas is a tool. It's a data analysis tool basically, with the help of which we can analyze the data. We can even clean the data. We can visualize the data. We can do any sort of operation on data, right? Using Pandas. It's a very powerful tool, and note it down that without Pandas, you cannot able to do any projects of machine learning or of data science or any sort of data science project related to machine learning or whatever. So Pandas is very essential tool, and you will learn Pandas every day. Okay, I'll tell you that you have to learn it every day. You just uh, go through the Pandas documentation, because so many developments are going on in this sector only. Okay, so let me start with the first thing. Uh, okay, so as I it does the postmortem of the data. Note it down. Postmortem means everything, in and out, whatever you have to do, you can do it with the help of pandas, right? So there are two objects basically. The first is series, and then another thing is data frame, right? So you have pandas series, you have pandas data frame. So first in this module, we'll learning about the pandas series, how to explore pandas series only. Okay, so Pandas series is like a column in a table. Okay, you have the table, you have rows and column. So Pandas series represent only one column of the table. Okay, it does not have any sort of row, any other column other than one. Okay, so a single column can be represented as Pandas series. Okay, when you have two columns, then that will be called as data frame. Data frame is just like an Excel sheet where you have so many rows, where you have so many columns, right? But when you talk about the Panda series, you have only one column and n number of rows. Okay, like for example, when you talk about Virat Kohli runs, okay, Virat Kohli runs in every match. Okay, so let's say in first match he scored 30 runs, in second match he scored 50 runs, in third match he scored 0 runs. Okay, so you have only one column, right? And that one first match, second match, third match is representing the index of that runs basically. Okay, so this is called as Pandas series. It has only one column, nothing else. Okay, so it's like a series of list. Note it down. Okay, yes. So how to start with pandas? So as we have started NumPy, import NumPy as NP. So like that only we can start import pandas as PD. Okay, we are using pandas class. Okay. Uh, so how to create a series object. We can use a list like I have used here, and then I can directly use pd.series, and I'll pass a list inside that uh, as a parameter inside that class. Okay, inside it module. Okay, so now it will give you this as an output. So this is the Pandas series. Okay, you have indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have values India, Sri Lanka, USA, UK, UA. Okay, so this is a Pandas series example. Again, one more example you can do runs. Okay, now in 0th match, he has scored 23. First match, he has scored 45. In second match, he has scored 112. So like that, you have one column only. Yes, so this is a termed as Pandas series. Okay, you can even customize your index. Like here, it automatically represented as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? If you want, you can use your own index. How to do so? See, I have one marks column. I have one subjects column, right? Now I want that these subjects will become my index. Okay, and these marks will become my column. So what can I do is I will use pd.series object. Inside that I'll pass marks and I'll use a parameter that is index is equals to subjects. So now when you see that it has subject name as an index and it has a column as marks. Okay, so now you can tell it like in control system you have marks 76, in probability you have marks 89, right? So in that way you can customize your series in. Okay, cool. Even you can give series name. Okay, you can pass a name parameter and you can give your data as a name also. This is well practice to let others know that what this particular data set is representing, right? So you can use a name parameter as well. How to create a series object using a dictionary? I think you all know the dictionary, how to implement dictionary in Python, right? You have this curly braces and inside that you will pass key value pair, right? So I have also used the same thing. I'm using a key value pair. Okay, key as subject name and value as marks. After that, what I'll do is I'll directly pass the dictionary and the name if I want to give the name of the data set. Okay, so name as a result. And when I'll print it, I'll get this that yes, I have subject name as index. It will automatically take subject name as index because the key will automatically be taken as the index values and the marks will be taken as the column values, right? So yeah, and D type is int 64 because I have not explicitly defined it as int 34 or float value. Okay, so it will automatically take it as int 64. It will depend on your system specifications, right? Okay. So now again, as we have learned in NumPy, there are so many common functions also in pandas, like finding out size. So if you want to find size of series attributes, a series object, you can directly use dot size. So it has 5 values in it: control system, probability, signal systems, machine intelligence, right? So it will represent 5. It will give 5 as an output. Okay. If you have to find the data type of the particular series object, you can directly use dot d type. Same thing, right? Whatever we have learned in NumPy, so many things will be similar in this also. Okay, if you want to know the name of the data set, I told you, right? You must mention the name, as maybe some unknown person may come and they'll see your data set. They don't know what sort of thing the data is representing, right? So you should mention name also. You want to know the name of the data set, you can directly use dot name function. Okay. If you want to see that if all the elements in that data, is it unique? If all the data are unique, then it will represent true. If not, then it will represent false. You can use dot index to return the index values. As I said, that index are these values, right? Subject name as are treated as index. So it will represent the index values. Cool. And the data type of those index values object. See, it will not be string. Keep it in mind that whenever we are dealing with pandas, all the string will be treated as objects. Okay. Okay. In pandas, it is like that. All the string will be treated as in object only. Okay. These are string values, right? Control system. These are string values. Okay. These are using letters and these are under these commas. Okay. But this will be treated as object. Okay. Now, yeah, if you want to see that, uh, okay, it will show the range of the index generated. Yeah. When you want to see this runs, right? We have used runs here. We want to see at what range of index is present, like from where to where. It is present from 0 to 7, right? So it will show you start from 0, stop at 8, but it will not consider 8 with a step size of 1. This is basically the range of index, generated range of index. Okay, these are not that much necessary, but for the sake of information, I just mentioned it here. If you want to see values present in any series object, so we have marks, right? We have marks series, right? We have this. Yeah, this is right. This is a series object, mark series. I want to see the values present in that. So I can directly call values. This is important. Okay, I'll get all the values in a form of array. Okay, so I hope the introduction to a series is well clear. Uh, Now I'll start with a data set, which I told you that it is present in on our website. You can download it from here. Okay, this is the data set which we are going to use to learn about pandas, trees, and pandas data frames. Okay, so keep it downloaded. Okay, now sorry, wait, I think wait, okay, uh, okay, right. Okay, so now I can remove this. Okay, so let's import the data set. Okay, so I have imported it and I am using one column because I said Panda series will only have one column, right? So I am using a single column, that is building type. I'll show you the data set. Wait, I'll show you the data set specifically. This is B dot, okay, D simply. Okay, so this is the data set which we have. Okay, right? Now, if we are using the type P command, we'll get it as that this is the data frame. Okay, so okay, is equals to, now we can use P, get this, then you'll use type of B, it will be a series. Okay, so it was data frame earlier because it has one index value and one column value, but now I have converted into a series object using this command, b dot squeeze command. And of course, to read the data set, to import the data set, I'll use pd dot read csv command. You can, if your data set is in Excel form, you can use read underscore Excel, right? In that way, you can import your data set from any file location present in your system, right? So I am using read CSV because the data set is in CSV format, and I am using squeeze command to squeeze it down from a data frame to a series object. Okay. Yes. So now if you'll see the type of B, it will be a series object. Okay. Now let's start with some methods on series. If you want to find out the top 5 elements of a series object, you can use head command. Okay, head. You can call b dot head. You will get first 5 elements of a data set. If, if you want specifically the first 3 elements, you can pass b dot head. Inside that parenthesis, you can pass 3. Okay, okay. This is this earlier I was using some other data set. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, so you'll get the first three values present in that data set. If you want to use, if you want to find last 5 values, automatically that head and tail will return you 5 first and last values, right? But if you specifically want to return only 3 values or only 1 values, so you can use 1 and 3 or whatever so inside that parenthesis. Okay, if you use b dot tail, it will return 5 values from the last. Okay, but if you want to use, if you want to find last 10 values, you can use 10. Okay, if you want to randomly see any value, any specific data present in your data set, you can directly use sample. Using sample, you will randomly get a data. Okay, you will randomly get a data. Okay, so I am getting 582 index. At 582 index, I have commercial building type. Okay, If you want to generate 5 sample values randomly, not from the top, not from the tail, but anywhere from the data set, randomly it will generate randomly it will generate 5 data points. So you can use sample inside and you can pass 5. Okay, cool. Now these all are done. Sample, head and tail. Okay, clear. Now I'm going to let's know about how many data, how many unique data is there in the data set. How many unique data? So for that you can use values count. By using this, you can find out this. Yes, in a building type column, you have residential type of data count is 387. Commercial has a count of 362 and industrial has a count of 351. So there are 351 entries of building type industrial. There are 362 entries of building type commercial. There are 387 entries of the building type residential, right? So in that way, you can use values count to find out the count of different unique elements present in your data set. Okay, cool. Now I want to show you some operations based on numerical column. So I have imported the same data set, but I have used now the column I have used it is the energy consumption column. Okay, that column is a numerical column. I'll show you later. Okay, so again I have used this squeeze command to squeeze it in the series form, right? Now this is the data. This is the series data set which I got. Right now, I want to sort the values because see, I'm working on a numerical value, so maybe I wanted to sort the values. Okay, so I'll call sort values command. Inside it, if you want it to in descending order, you can pass ascending equal to false. If you want it equal to true, it will go from lower value to higher value. Okay, that means it is in ascending order. If you do false, it will show you in descending order, like the largest value will come at the top and likewise so the lower values. Okay, so sort values are good. Okay, so here is one more important concept which I would like to explain you basically is chaining, the method chaining. It is called as method chaining, in which in after calling a particular function, you can call another function again, another function again. In Pandas, it is very much essential to learn this because you don't have to write so many lines of code. Instead, you can use a single line to fetch data. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, see, I'm sorting the values. Okay, and now I am after sorting it, I am fetching the head value of 1, like the topmost value, the value 0. It means that I'll be getting a value count of 6530. It means that in this data set, in this data set, right? This is the data set, okay? And this is the topmost, that is 6530 is the topmost. This is 881 and 6530. So I am sorting it. After sorting, it will become like this. Okay. After it, I am fetching the head data. This. And after this, I am using a values command. And in that, I am passing 0. So values command has a 0th index is 6530. Okay. So it will print 6530. So this is called method chaining. Okay. I'll let you know in upcoming cells how I have used it to fetch a particular data. But for now, you just have a clarity that yes, you can do such things also using pandas. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'll tell you about in place parameter later. Okay. Okay. So yeah, now if you want to sort the index, till now you were sorting values, right? Sort underscore values. Now if you want to sort the index only, like index is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. Okay, if you want to start it from the largest value possible, let's say if we have 1100 values, so it will start from 1099. Okay, so I want to see what is the value at 1099 through. I can sort the index in ascending order, sorry, in descending order. Okay, so likewise I'll get the cool. Okay, see, now in place, what does it do is in place parameter should be passed in case you want to make permanent changes. Okay. If you simply do this, see, let me tell you, if you'll do this now, you will not be have any permanent changes. Okay, if you'll type B, it will again have the same sort of uh, observations, right? But what if I'll do base equals to 2? Now it will have a permanent changes done. Now it will always show your data set like this. Okay. So if you want any permanent changes to be done in your data set, you can use in place parameter. And if you don't want, then you can directly use, you don't have to use any in place parameter, right? But keep that in mind when you have used in place parameter and when you want to revert back your change, you have to come back at the same point from where you have imported your data set. Okay. After that, only you can start, because once the permanent changes are done, and if you remove it like I did, right? I used in place equal to true here to show you that yes, it was the permanent change, and again I deleted it. So I had to go back to the first point from where I have imported the data set, right? Without that, I cannot move further with the same values. It will be the changed value only. To revert back the change, I have to go to the same cell from where I have imported it. Okay, got it? Okay. So now again, some mathematical operation I can do, because that's why I have imported a numerical column out of the data set. So let's say if you want to use e dot count to know how many values are there in the data set, you will get the 1100 values are there starting from 0, go up till 1099. Okay. Don't focus here because I have used different data set. Okay, E dot sum will do the sum of all the values present in the data set. Okay, like we have already learned in NumPy. E dot mean, it will give you the mean of the data set, median,
Just a minute, guys. Rohit has got disconnected. He'll be back. చెప్పరా मैं सोचा चेक कर लेता हूँ भाई इसका सही चल रहा होगा.
Hello. Guys, I'm so sorry I got disconnected. I don't know why it happened. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Can anyone tell me where I was? Where I was before I got disconnected? Where I was? Can anyone share where I was? 1 second. Guys, I was teaching series, right? Hello. Hello. Where I was, guys? Can anyone tell me? Open your mic and tell me first. Please, anyone, turn on your mic and please let me know that where I was before I got disconnected.
It looks like no one was listening to the session.
Okay, so I'll starting from indexing. Okay, yes, because I think I was on indexing when I got disconnected. Okay, so doesn't matter. Let's start with indexing, guys. Okay, so yeah. So this is our basically a series data set. Okay, in this, if I want to replace the first value to 100, I can use indexing to replace the values as well. Okay, so I will use simply the series data set inside and one square bracket inside that I will pass the value, the index value on which I wanted to make the changes, and I'll replace that by 100. Okay, so this will have a permanent change in that. Okay, also if I want to add a new item, okay, I can directly use it like this. These all are the similar commands, right? I can add it like this. I will pass a new subject name and I'll give the marks as well, and this will be added on. See here, this new social science marks and name is added on, right? So yeah, now I have the runs file data set as I have used it earlier also, starting of this Panda series. Okay, if I want to replace the values starting from 2 uh, 2 4 by the run 100 and 112, I can use it directly. Okay, I can use this slicing method to replace the values as well. So the values at second index and the third index, of course, because 4 will not be considered, right? So it will replace the second value, the second index value by 100 and the third index value by 112. Initially, what was that? The second index value was 12 and third index value was 32, but now I have replaced it with 100 and 112. Okay, this is called the fancy indexing. As I mentioned earlier also, fancy indexing is essential. to index on multiple values at the same time. Okay, so if you use double square bracket and you will pass this 2 comma 3 comma 5, and you want to, this means that you want to make changes on second index and third index and fifth index. Okay, so this means that from starting from second index go up till fourth index, but like 4 minus third 4 minus 1, that is third index. Okay, but here it means that specifically go on second index, go on third index, go on fifth index. Okay, and change the values by 12, 32 and 56. So again, the second index value will be changed to 12, third index will be changed to 32, and fifth index will be changed to 56, right? So in this way I can operate on fancy indexing as well, right? Okay, cool. uh, Now see, if I want to make changes in categorical series objects also, I can do that same thing. I can use ilog. Okay, p.ilog I can use on the second index. I want to replace the value by this value Kumar San. I don't know why I use this, but yeah, the second value will be replaced by Kumar San. Initially, what was that? Initially, it was commercial, right? Now it was Kumar San. Okay, so yeah, in this way I can use indexing either to fetch the data or to update the data or to add the data as well, right? So just keep that in mind. I can either use ilog, I can use it either use direct square brackets, right? I can use slicing also to get the data out of the series data set, series object. Cool, understood. I have an idea. I'll provide you the cheat sheets related to pandas, and with the help of that, you can just revise the main thing. Okay, and then you can go ahead. Okay. Now, of course, series with Python functionalities, you can find out length of the value, length of the series object. You can find the type. You can find, uh, you know, so all the attributes and method present in that series class object, you can find use sorted. This dir is very essential. See, I'll remove this. Sorry. Yeah, I'll remove this as whole. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay. Understood. So, and if I'll run this alone, wait, you'll get to know what this means. Is dir is also a very essential command. It shows you all the attributes and method present in the series class object. Okay, these all are the method present in the series class object. Series is a class. I think those who are aware of object-oriented programming in Python, they must have heard about these classes and objects, right? So this series and data frame is a class in that Python pandas, and all these are the method present in that particular series class. Okay, and whatever we are doing here is we are creating the object of that series class and then we are operating on that. Okay, so these all are the methods present in the series class. Like you can see, these all are the, you know, magic methods which will be automatically operated. And let me show you some function which we have used. You know, see, you can see you bool, you can use clip, you know, combine, compare, you know, difference, empty, duplicated, right? D types, D type, all these command we have used. Some command we have used, right? Drop NA. Okay, I'll show you drop NA later on. Fill NA, FF fill, filter first. Okay, so these all are the methods present in that class. Okay, you can use sorted, you can use max, min, right? So these all are the very basic commands. I'll not keep much time. Okay. You can use member methods also. We use in for the member methods, right? If it will present in that data set, it will show true, otherwise it will return false. Okay, so now simple, all these things are very easy to understand. You know, these are the relational operator. E is greater than 50, it will return true for all those cases where it is greater than 50. If it is less than 50, then it will return false. What is E? E is the E is our, what was E? E was our data set value, right? The numerical value. Yes, E was our these values, right? Yes. Now let's say I'll give it as 50,000. False, return false. I'll give 5,000. Somewhere it will be true, somewhere it will be false, right? Okay. Now if you want to do Boolean indexing, let's say, okay. So Boolean indexing means it will return only those values which are greater than 50. Here, without Boolean indexing, it will return true and false, right? But with the help of Boolean indexing, it will return the values also, those index values also. Okay, so on second index, the values is greater than 5,000. Okay, as you can see, the second index value is greater than 5,000, but zeroth index and first index the values are less than 5,000. Okay, so that is not present here. Okay, so this is the Boolean indexing concept. Okay, if you want to know the size, again you can use the size parameter. Okay, now I want to show you some sort of important things. Like you can also use Panda series for plotting graphs, but that is not recommended because you have some specific data visualization tool like Matplotlib and Seaborn. But to show you just that, yes, you can use pandas also for plotting. For simple line chart, you can use plot function, and it will give you the this sort of data, this sort of visualization. Okay. Again, v dot values count mentioned earlier, what it does, it will return the unique count of a particular data value. Okay, you can either use plot pie chart using this. Okay, so on the this is again method chaining. We counted the values, unique values present in the data set, and then we have used the first 20 data set, and on the basis of that I have plotted a graph. And what sort of graph? A kind parameter is passed. Inside that I have used specifically the pie chart. Okay, so this kind parameter is also essential when you are dealing with some different sort of data, some different sort of visualization. If you will directly use this and you will not pass anything inside it, it will show you the line chart only. But for representing a different form of charts, you can either use kind. If you use kind parameter inside it, you can pass various other form of visualization tool, right? So with the help of this, you can also operate on graphs. Okay, so this is all about Panda series. Panda series is nothing but a simple one column object. Okay, and it is just like a list. Okay, sorry, it's just like a list of series of list, or whatever you can say it like that. Yes. So yeah, all the operations, I think it's clear. I can use squeeze parameters to squeeze it to series. I can use tail, sample, right? Value counts was sort values, sort index. There are two things, right? Count, mean, max, all these things is, I think so it's clear. Okay, I log, square brackets, simply you can use. And then at last we talked about member method, then relational operators, Boolean indexing, and then a bit of graph. Yes. Now I'll introduce you Pandas data frame, which is also an essential tool to learn, because I told you, like, there are two categories of uh, there are two categories in Pandas. Okay, first is series object, and another one is the data frames. So data frame is basically uh, it contains rows and columns. Okay, it's just like an Excel sheet. Okay, so yeah, you can represent it like this. Okay, student data. If you'll pass to you can call pd.data frame. Okay, which there you are calling pd.series. Now you can call pd.data frame. Inside it you can pass your data. Okay, and the column name, you can pass it like this. Okay, columns. When you will print it, it will show you like this, that IQ is 100, marks are 80, package is 10. Okay, you can also use this uh, using dictionary.
This is the key. These are the values. Yes, this is the another key, and these are the values. And this value particularly belongs to this. This value particularly belongs to this. This value particularly belongs to this. Like that, you can have. You can use dictionary to create your data frame. So it has rows, it has columns, right? Okay. So now I'll be using that simple data set, and now I will not be importing a single column. Instead, I am using all the columns. Okay. This parameter, what it does is, see, what if I'll not use this, I'll let you know. Wait. If I'll not use index column is equals to 0, it will have an unuseful column again, which will be representing the index of that value. Okay, it will explicitly add one more extra index column, but I don't want that. Okay, what I will do is I will use index column. It means that whatever the pandas will introduce explicitly, index column, it will hide it, will not show it. It will not generate an extra in column, index column. Okay, so I'll set it as 0. So now this is the data set. It has a building type, square footage area, number of occupants, appliances used, average temperature, day of the week, energy consumption. So it is showing that on the base of these many 6 input columns, these are the 6 input columns. What is the energy consumption on particular day, that is on weekday or on weekend? Okay, so let's analyze this. As I said, pandas are the best tool to analyze your data set and manipulate your data set in your own way before giving it to a machine learning model, right? So there are some basic commands which I would like to introduce you. uh, the first is the type. Okay, if you want to know that whether which type of data pandas object it is, so it will say you that yes, it is a data frame, as I said in series also. Most essential part, df.info. Remember this command, df.info. It will give you the information about all the columns present in your data set. Okay, if I'll run it, you will see that yes, building type, it has 1100 values and all the values are not null. uh, okay, and this is a kind of object. This is not a string. Okay, I told you earlier that pandas deals string as an object, not as a string. Okay, it will treat it as an object. Okay, similarly the square footage area has a 1100 values and all the values are not null, and it is of integer 64 data type. Okay, so in this way you will get to know the information about a data set in a single click. Okay, when you have the, let's say, 1000 columns, so you cannot scroll it and you're not going to see each and every column, right? And what you will do, you'll directly call this function, and then you will get to know that yes, this particular column deals with this particular thing. Okay, this particular column has this sort of data present in that column. Okay. Okay, now, as I said, you can explicitly define your type. I mentioned earlier, like memory uses are more if you have a huge amount of data set. So you can explicitly define what type of data you want to store. Okay, see here it is integer 64. Here also integer 64. Here also integer 64. If I want, I can switch it to integer 32 to reduce the memory uses, to increase the memory efficiency, right? What I will do, I'll simply use this command. Okay, df ka square footage wala column and convert it into the integer 32 type. Okay, so now if you will run the same command, it will see that yes, now it is changed to integer 32. Okay, instead of integer 64. Cool. So in this way you can reduce your memory uses. Okay, now another most important command is describe. As I mentioned earlier also, describe, what it does is it will give you 8 parameters, 8 most important parameters of your data, right? Now you have multiple columns, so it will give you all the numerical column ka 8 important points, 8 important parameters, like if square footage is a numerical area, number of occupants is a numerical area, appliances used is the numerical area, column, average temperature is a numerical column, right? So for all these numerical column, it will represent all the 8 parameters like count. Okay, so there are all have 1100 data points, mean of all those values, standard deviation of all those values, minimum of all those values, 25 percentile of values, 50 percentile of values, 75 percentile of values, and maximum of all the values, right? So in this way you can can use describe function to know about your data. What is the presentation of the data, that particular column? What is the minimum value of present in that column? What is the maximum value present in that column? So by looking at this, you can analyze your data set in a clear way. Okay. Okay. Again, df.shape mentioned earlier, it will give you the shape of the x cross y shape of your data frame. D types, it will represent you, it will give you the data type of each column. Okay, you can use information also, but specifically if you data frame object has no attribute as d type, it has d types. We have this command, right? So yeah, we have this starting from 0, it will go up to 999. I don't know why it is showing 999. It should show 1099. Okay, maybe there were some missing values in that. Okay, doesn't matter. But you got the idea. Yes, using df.index, you will get the index values present starting from 0 to whatever. So you want to know the column present in that data set, you just call df.columns, you will get all the column names. Okay, this is also very essential command. If you want to know the values present in each column, okay, so you will get this. Okay, this is the building type value, this is square footage area value, this is number of occupants value, right? So in that way you will get the values present in each row. Okay, each row value you will get. Okay, you want to know the unique value present in your data set in a single column, you can run building type dot unique. Okay, so you will get all the unique values present in that particular column. So you can only use this unique command to operate on a categorical column. Okay, because if you have a numerical column, you may have all the data points different. Okay, because let's see, if I'll run this df, okay, under energy consumption, okay, and on this I'll call unique. Let's see what happens. So it has so many values, right? Because maybe all the values are different. Okay, so it will return all the values, all 1100 values, right? So we don't use this on numerical columns. Okay, we only use it on categorical column to know what sort of category is present in that particular column, right? Okay, so you will use df.head to get the top 5 values, sample to get a random value, tail to get you know these the lower 5 values, right? If you are passing, if you are passing tail of any value, okay. If you're passing 3, it will represent your top 3 values. If you're passing 2, it will represent 2 last values. Okay, so like that you have so many. You have the same thing. Can you pass 5 to print the 5 values, 5 random values present in the data set? Okay, so all these things are the fundamental commands. Okay, and you all have familiar with this earlier also. Okay, now let's start with some uh, newer commands. The first is null. Okay, it will give you the if there are any null values present in the data set, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So from our data set, when you have this, when you this command, right, when you have run df.info, you will get to know that yes, there are no null values. Okay, null count is not null, non-null, non-null. It means that your data set has no null value. So this is a very clean data set actually. So yes, so all the values are false. Yes, instead you can run is null dot sum to get how many null values present in each column. So there are no null values present in any column. Okay, 0 0 0 all. If you want to know how many null values present in whole data set, you will again run one more sum command and you will get it as 0. Okay, and similarly similar to is null, you can run non-null and will again return you that yes, all the values are not null. Okay, there are total of 7700 values. Yes, because there are 1100 rows and there are 7 columns, right? So 1100 into 7 means 7700. So there are 77 not null values. Okay, okay, okay. So if you want to see any null values in particular column, you can run this command has nans. Okay, Using this, you can, if there are any null values present in a specific column, it will throw it true, otherwise false. There are no null values present in that column, that's a building type, so it will throw you false. That saying that there are no null values in that particular column. Yes. Okay. Now we have one more command that is duplicated. It will give true for those values which is duplicate. It's a duplicate of other. But in our case, there are no duplicated values, so it will throw false every time. If you want to see how many duplicated values are there, you can again duplicated dot sum you can run. You will find it at 0. No duplicated value present in our dataset. So this dataset is very clean. You will not get this kind of dataset for your projects. You have to process it, and then you will have to know all these things. Okay, if the dataset is not at this much clean, you have to run all these commands, and then you have to understand that yes, this much duplicated value I have in my dataset, so I have to remove those duplicated values. Okay, because this will increase your data overfitting with tell it as in machine learning language. Okay. Now, if you want to rename, why rename is needed? Because if your data set columns you are not getting the clarity that what exactly it is, then you can rename it yourself. Earlier, I had energy consumption only. Okay, earlier uh, so earlier I had energy consumption, but it does not does not make any sense because energy consumption is calculated in kilowatt hour, right? So I can rename this column energy consumption in kilowatt hour. So that it makes more sense. Command inside it, I'll use column parameter and I'll pass which column I have to change to what values, and in place equals to true because I want to make permanent changes. Okay, so yeah, this is the permanent changes I have done. I have changed the name of energy consumption column to 3000 kilowatt hour. Okay, so yeah, this is all about naming and the basic extra thing about pandas. Okay, okay. One second. There's a network fluctuation, I guess. Uh, okay, so yeah, now very less things are left now. So I'll just give you a glimpse because already these things we have already explored in Panda series and NumPy. Okay, so yeah, let's start with sum. Okay, it will do sum of all the values present in that particular column. Okay, automatically it will take it as row. Okay, right? Automatically it will take it as column. Now, if you want to apply on row, you can use axis equals to 1 to apply on row. Row sum it will do. Again, minimum it will find out minimum of the column only. For maximum, you can do maximum. For mean, you can do mean, median. Again, all these things we have done, right? There is nothing to explain. Again, you can do standard deviation, variance, right? Okay. Okay, if you want, when you are when we are dealing with Panda series, then what we are doing is, okay, so what we were doing is we were importing a single column, right? If you want to import multiple column, you can directly use this. Okay, okay. So again, fetching data using ilog function, fetching data using fancy indexing. Okay, already explored this, right? Filtering data. Uh, this is essential to learn. Filtering, how to filter data on the basis of that. So we are filtering on the basis of weekday, where we only want a data set which has a day of week as a weekday. So we will use this sort of command. Okay, this is basically logical command. Okay, okay. Again, I want to see how many are there, so I can use shape also. Shape 0 means I can use this. Okay, shape directly, shape will mean this, but if I'll use 0, it will throw me the row values, number of row values, right? Again, if you want to greater than, these all are the logical operation, and you will be using multiple square brackets to, you know, come to the data. Okay, so just explore these questions. Find out the data about the use of greater than 300 300,000. Find out the more number of occupants in an area which is using energy more than 500 kilowatt hour. Okay, so all these things you can explore. These are easy to understand because we are running out of time. Okay, in case you are having any doubts, you can contact me uh, on WhatsApp. Okay, okay. So these all are the good questions I have prepared for you, but because of nature fluctuation, I don't know. Okay. So okay, these are different commands: drop NA, fill NA, fill. Okay, you will learn it. Okay, we'll let you know in some other way. Okay, just if you want to learn more, you can just, I'll just share it to you and just go through it once. Okay, okay. So yeah, this is for today's session. I know it's 10% left, but doesn't matter. You can learn it yourself. Okay, because we are running out of time. Okay. Next session. 1 second. Okay. So all these things you will learn in next session, because next session is about data cleaning, right? So we'll learn all these things ultimately. Okay. So for this session, we are wrapping up. Okay. Thank you guys. We are wrapping up. Thanks a lot.
Thank you
I
all
hope
for
all of
attending.
you enjoyed this session, and I know it was a bit boring, but it was important that we covered these theoretical topics. So thank you all for attending, and we'll be continuing the sessions on Wednesday. So 5:30 to 7:30 we'll conduct the next session, and we'll be posting an assignment also today by the end of the day. So it will be available on Teams, and the submission details and all the instructions will be there. Thank you, everyone.
Great. Stop sharing.
In case of any doubts or questions, please do message in person or in the doubts chat in WhatsApp under the same community as